Good day. Today it's early January 2023. Bit of a different video today. I'm actually out on my mountain bike. We're riding Shady Grove in Quispamsis, New Brunswick, Canada. I'm going to be riding today my 2023 Norco Bigfoot VLT. And I've got the 45 North Wrathchild fat studded tires on it. I've got them aired down to about 6 psi. So we're going to start out by going up Shady Grove Trail. The conditions here are excellent today. You can see there's not much snow, there's not much ice, and the ground is very frozen. We've got a lot of frozen rain lately, and it's really gone into the ground and really firmed it up. Though it's about to rain now for a few days straight, so I want to get out here and ride before a conference call going on tonight. Temperature is right around -6. Gauge is staying, -2 here because it was in my car for a little bit. But yeah, it's a nice kind of chilly day. But conditions are actually perfect for fat biking. So now that we're warmed up, we're actually going to jump on Ridgeline. This is actually one of my favorite trails in this park. It's a really nice flowy trail with some nice downhills. We're also testing the Oneup bar. I was having some wrist pain my last couple times out on this bike. I just bought this bike about a month ago. And I also want to have the same bar across all my bikes. This is my only bike right now. I've sold my other bikes, but plan to pick up a new bike this spring. I also had some new grips on while installing this bar when the grips broke. So I actually had to pick up new grips at Millennium Bike Shop, just a local bike shop on the way out here. They're great guys. And I'm going to keep it pretty easy going on this trail. Conditions are a little slippery out there. And this bike obviously is not meant for jumping, anything like that. It's kind of a go slow, steady type bike. But you can see I'm having a fun time out here. And as we get more into more of the downhill section, I'm going to avoid all the big jumps and kind of enjoy this trail ride today. Okay, that was a fun little section. We're just going to jump up onto Screaming Carrot Demon, actually. This is a fun little trail. It kind of connects into a little section here that we're going to connect up to some other trails. A little flowy, and the grip is just insane, especially with the studs here today. You'll see it later in the video, though. We come back down here later in the day when the sun's starting to set. And it's a little harder. The grip's not quite there later in the day. But a great day out here on the trail. So we're just going to get down here to the bottom, get the connectors, and in a second we're going to jump onto another trail here. So we're off again, jumping on Slug Popper actually. So this is actually, this trail actually goes around in a circle. But we're just going to do the southern side of it to connect up to some more trails. Again, I can't get over the conditions here today. It's much more frozen than it normally is in here. You can normally do pretty good speed on these trails, but I'm just cruising today. There is a little bit of ice you got to watch out for every once in a while, but yeah, the conditions are just great. You just got to make sure if you have enough speed, I find, and you just transfer your weight correctly or are careful in your weight, you can cruise pretty good on these trails. And this is an EMTB. I only use trail mode on this bike so far. I actually have it detuned to a degree. So I actually have it normally 85 Newton meters in this state. I have it detuned down to 70 Newton meters. I also dial back the assist start a little bit. I find that helps in the ice and such. So when I start off pedaling, it doesn't give me all that power right away. And that I find really helps in these conditions. And the nice thing about the Norco is you get 3 settings, but you also have 2 profiles. So right now I'm in what I call my snow profile. I can turn on profile 1, which I kind of call my dry profile. And in that case, I'm actually at the full 85 Newton meters, and I have my full assist mode turned on. So I really like that feature. And I find this bike is really good. 3 power mode seems to be more than enough. My previous bikes had 5, but you know, it seems to work out pretty good. So now we're jumping on to some more trails. These ones kind of go around the perimeter of this park. This is New Gully, or whatever it is, and Hunting in here. These are kind of XC style trails. They're really fun, and they're really flowy this time of year. You know, there are routes, but this is a fairly new trail system, and I find it incredibly flowy as compared to some other trails that we typically go on. Nothing too hard here, but with a fat bike, it just eats this up, and man, it's so much fun. So after a bit of a breather, just get the heart rate back down. I'm jumping on to Dam Beaver. It's very similar to Hunting here, what we were just on, but there's a lot more uphills you can see here, and it's a little bit more tighter. There's also some amazing bridges along this trail. The volunteers that put together this trail network are amazing, the amount of work that they put in. And it just keeps getting better and better here. I'm also not running into many people on the trail. You'll see here in a minute or two. I do run across one person. Later, I run across another fat biker. But with the you know, it being so cold today, not a lot of people out on the trails. Actually, when I was packing up my bike at the end of the day, I ran into about 10 guys heading out, and it was cold then. So I give them a lot of credit for going out. But yeah, this is another really nice trail. This is one of the longer trails that goes along this lake. And really scenic. I've been on this trail a couple times during the summertime when it's really hot out, and just man, it's a beautiful trail.
Jesus. I don't know what happened there.
You can see just how great that this bike climbs. I'm actually pretty impressed how well it climbs up a lot of these hills. It just really, you know, it doesn't feel like an e-bike. I know that sounds weird. It feels very natural. Like I'm giving a lot of input here. You can see that's why I'm showing my input here. You know, you really do have to pedal it. You really do have to put in the work. You can see my heart rate is up there. but man, it flows to this trail. And the grips of these tires are insane. You know, going across wood like that on a bridge on my old bike would, you know, give me lots of fear. But I have very little fear on this bike, it seems. It's just so much fun. Though I do have a slip right there. But other than that, you know, it's really crazy how much grip these big fat tires and studs have. This is my first time ever fat biking this winter, and I'm quickly falling in love with it. Okay, we're into a new section of the park actually. We're going up Kona's Climb here. I won't show a whole lot of this, but it's a really fun trail. So I will show you the whole downhill part here. So we're actually now going to come down off Kilter. So this is one of the new black trails. I'm going to keep it pretty calm coming down this. I've only got 5 psi in the tires. I'm a little scared of de-beating or burping air out of the tires, so we won't be jumping the bike here today. Plus, this you know, it's pretty icy out today, and conditions aren't, you know, great for bombing down this, but we'll give it a little go. But these new trails are really nice. The crew just finished these up right as the frost was setting in, so the trails are done, but I'm sure they'll need a little bit of work in the spring. Really cool to have kind of a trail like this in this area these days. It kind of really suits this area of being really nice and flowy. As you can see, it is pretty impressive. I mean, this is a fat bike, you know, 27.5 inch tires, 4.5 inch wide, 5 psi, and it really does cruise pretty good coming down these hills. We're going to come back up the Kona's Climb here, and we're going to come down another trail here in a second, called Fly on the Wall. They've actually only been down that trail once before, so I'll give you a little bit of a glimpse of what it's like going up this, but I won't bore you coming up the hill. But I'm just constantly amazed at how well this bike feels. It feels like a normal bike. You know, it's obviously a little heavier, big fat bike, but you know, it feels very similar to my non-powered bike coming up here. Other than it's just a little easier. But you can see, like, by my heart rate, by RPMs that I'm putting in, still a lot of fun. Do chicken out on that rock garden right there. But yeah, let's jump into this next trail here. Again, I've only done the trail once before. It's a little icy today, but let's give it a shot. This one's a little bit more flowy, and I'll just let you guys appreciate the trail.
Into it.
yeah, so that section is really fun. I can't wait to come back here and kind of session that area a little bit this summer. Really not great at that sort of trails yet. Kind of more used to this sort of stuff that we're looking at right now. Kind of more the cross country type stuff. But yeah, it can be really fun to come back and try that out this summer. And I'm feeling great on the trail today. You know, with the ground being so solid and firm. The last couple times I was through here, it kind of recently rained. Things were a little slick on the roots and everything. But today, you can kind of just bomb through here, and things are so much fun. Just a real joy to be on the trail today. So here we're kind of up to an area, kind of a bit of a rest area, I guess. This is a common use trail area. So some of the trails are for mountain bike only. Well, I shouldn't say mountain bike only. We share them with the hikers and all the other people. But there are also motorbikes, ATVs, that sort of stuff that use some of the other trails. So I'm just going to pause here for a little bit, check on some emails, get caught up on some work for a few minutes, get rested up. But we're quickly going to jump back on the trail here. The next trail we're going to do is actually one of the few machine-made trails. So this was a machine-groomed trail, really flowy. There's certain sections here that they're going to look like I'm going uphill, but I'm actually going like on level ground or going downhill, and it's just amazing how nice and flowy it is. Well, you know, being a fat bike, I do have to kind of pedal to keep it going. So, you know, living uphill here. But then after this, you know, nice little flowy downhill. And just so much fun to kind of just cruise up and down this trail. Really fun trail. This is the trail that I always recommend everyone hit when they first come to Shady Grove. It's a fun little trail. You don't have a lot of other things like this one in our area. As you can see, the sun's getting pretty low in the sky. You know, it'll be dark here in about 15-20 minutes. I did bring lights with me just in case, but I am hoping to be back at the parking lot before it's dark. Though things might change. I'm feeling pretty good at this point. So we're kind of getting to the end of kind of that machine-groomed area. And we're quickly going to jump up into a trail system here called Bees Knees. This is kind of more of the trails that I'm kind of more used to. They're very rooty, a lot of up and down. These trails are very difficult when it's rainy, which it does rain here a lot. You know, it's actually raining as I'm talking right now. It's the middle of January. But yeah, this is also a really fun little trail, and it can be a little difficult at times. So from Bees Knees, we jump on to Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog is very similar to Bees, though it's a little more tighter. So this is actually one of the reasons why I cut my bars down. These bars come at 800. I previously ran 780 on most of my other bikes. When I've cut them down to 760, I may even go... Sorry, cut them down to 770. I might go down to 760. But you know, it's a little tight. You can see I'm just coming, you know, within centimeters of these trees pretty much. And I actually end up burping the rim here a couple times. And actually I have to stop on the trail up here a little further ahead and put some more air into the rear tire. But this is a really fun section. You know, once you get your confidence up, and you know, you will hit the trees from time to time. But you know, it can be a lot of fun just to bomb through these trees. So we're back up on Screamin' Carrot Demon, where we were previously today. Lots of fun on this trail. You know, though I'm starting to notice that the trail is starting to feel a little bit more slippery. You'll see as I come down here, I'm going to have my first kind of little slip. You know, I find on this fat bike the front tire slips before the rear tire, which isn't great. And a lot of that's the studs, but it's very manageable. You know, it's a stud slipping. You feel them, you can kind of get yourself back pretty easily. Sometimes just put a foot down, grab yourself, get going. But yeah, heading out to the parking lot here. I got two more trails before I'm back there. And like that, we're just up on Dirty Little Secret. So this is a fun little trail, but you can see I'm starting to actually lose rear traction for the first time of the day. So I just kind of, you know, ease up there and get going. But yeah, definitely the conditions are starting to change a little bit, but I'm still feeling great and flowing here pretty good. I am going to run into another fat biker here. I talked to him a little previously in the day. I always feel kind of bad running up against other people on the e-bike because I don't want them to think anything bad about e-bikes. But as you can see, I'm not even pedaling here. I'm just flowing, feeling good. And I am actually heading up to him. But he kind of knew I was coming there previously, so I just kind of come by him here. And then I want to give a little bit of space between me and him, so I kind of just let her rip. Again, I'm not pedaling, I'm just not braking. I'm just going here, and front end slides out here on me in a second, right there. And I end up having a little bit more of a lock up here, so I slow her down a little bit. But again, I'm feeling good today. So I'm just gonna be quiet here for a little bit and watch me for the next little bit here. And I'm almost back to the parking lot here. Man, I'm feeling great. You see the heart rate's up there a little high, a little higher maybe than it should be for that lawn, but I'm feeling great. And I'm looking off to the side. I see another trail there called Knock Knock, and man, it's looking good. So you know, I'm thinking I have about an hour and a half until I need to be on a conference call. I can do another lap. So I make a little last second decision here in a second and jump on Knock Knock. And end up doing another full lap. You know, end up finishing in the dark, end up finishing when it's much more colder. But the GoPro actually dies here in a few minutes, so I'm actually going to let the camera keep rolling here while I go through Knock Knock and let you finish out here. But yeah, it was a great day. Finished, you know, with the lights on. Everything was great. It did cool down quite a bit more after this. It got down to about -12, but felt more like -22 when I finished. And the snow changed a lot. The traction was still okay, but where I had a lot of grip on this, the snow stuff turned more into almost, I would say, like marbles, and the grip at the very end definitely became a little bit more harder to deal with. When I came back down this trail, got on Naughty Dog again, Bee's Knees, went around Beaver Dam, and ended up connecting up to the western side of Shady and following that back to my truck. By the time I got back, I was pretty frozen. My GPS ended up freezing up for the last kilometer or two because of the cold. My lights flickered a couple times, I think maybe because of the cold as well. But bike did really well. I was a little concerned that it might start freezing up, but it did well. I luckily was correctly layered and didn't have any problems there about being cold. So, you know, really great drive today. You know, I'm loving this bike. I knew I was going to enjoy fat biking. I didn't realize I'd enjoy it this much. But, you know, really great drive today. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll let you finish out this video. Let me know what you think about the graphics. I am going to tone them down a little bit. I just want to try them out. I think seeing my RPM, seeing the speed, heart rate, and temperature are kind of cool. With the other stuff, I think I'll probably can going forward. Anyway, thanks a lot. Thanks for watching.